So, do me a favor to all my brown girls who are starting college. You actually don't have to date the first guy that gives you attention. And believe me, I know I'm speaking from experience because I was super sheltered in high school. Or, sorry, when I got to college, I was like, oh my God, it's like open season. And like all these guys are like starting to give me attention. And like everyone's being so social. And literally, like the first guy I met on the first day I moved in, I ended up dating him on and off for a year.
By the way, remember in the last video where we talked about Akaash's recent stand-up where he was ardently defending his wife? Well, in that clip, he mentioned that he never told this story before. Well, he lied. Another day, another Akaash Singh video. Guys, hopefully you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, eating fantastic food, enjoying it with friends and family, as did I. But it's time to get back up into this work, diving deeper into the mindset of a simp to prevent future generations of men from experiencing what Akaash Singh has been experiencing. Now, the major updates that we have today revolve around how Akaash Singh's wife continues to upload humiliating content, but now she's beginning to delete them. But just as quick as her upload finger is as quick as my download finger. So we have the tapes. But before we get active on that, and indulge me for a little bit here, all right? Because I was thinking over the weekend why so many people are captivated by this particular story. And we can all agree, at least on the outside of this, it's entertaining to watch how utterly reckless this young demon spawn of a woman is. I think if you dive a little bit deeper, figured some things out here, right? The videos give a cross-section into the importance of understanding human behavior, and not only understanding just how women behave, but how also men behave, but also in understanding that, hey, you can get brainwashed, you can get tricked into thinking that you are unworthy. And apparently some of this was tricking done by a therapist, in my honest assessment. But men who establish deep progress within life and are men of value, right, in the marketplace, that means that you are on the A side of the equation. You now have the choice. You have the pick of the litter. You now can move the chess pieces. And watching somebody who is on the A side effectively or ineffectively choose one of the worst options a man can pick is a spectacle. Investing into the right woman may be one of your smartest life investments. And when I say life investments, I'm not just talking about monetary, all right? Because bump the stock market or real estate, there's rich people that absolutely hate their lives, right? More money, more problems. But if you invest into the right person that you wake up next to each and every day, that can make or break your overall happiness within your life. And if you choose incorrectly, that is a hypersonic speed train to unhappiness. When you are the A side, but your life is structured like you are the B side to your wife's own brand of bullshit, Akaash is what it looks like. And no matter how hard that you've built all this up, how many years that it took you to get there, how many sleepless nights, how much you grinded, your resources, your reputation, and your reality get thrown to the wolves so that she can chase relatability and views. Well, anyway, the damage control has officially begun, and it appears as that Akaash is finally standing up for himself and probably taking her damn phone away and deleting stuff off of the internet. Let's go over those tapes without further ado. In this now deleted video, she's giving college-age women relationship advice.
So, do me a favor to all my brown girls who are starting college. You actually don't have to date the first guy that gives you attention. And believe me, I know I'm speaking from experience because I was super sheltered in high school, didn't really date, was a late bloomer. So when I got to high school, I was like, when I got to college, I was like, oh my God, it's like open season. And like all these guys are like starting to give me attention and like everyone's being so social. And literally like the first guy I met on the first day I moved in, I ended up dating him on and off for a year. Why? You don't have to settle for someone's crusty, dusty son. Like settle in, get your friend group going, see like where you kind of vibe, and then maybe like wait for the third guy or
Wait
like
for
the
the
fifth
third.
guy that gives you attention,
That gives you
and then
attention?
like maybe you can like go for that. Because I think like especially brown girls who grow up really sheltered, it's just like so fun to be in this new environment, to be without your parents, to be like living in dorms and like co-ed situations. And I get the excitement, but don't settle. Like, learn more about yourself before you kind of just like lock yourself down in a situation with a relationship that like probably like won't last that long anyways, because it's usually just like puppy love. And
Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now. I couldn't imagine sitting across the dinner table from a 30-year-old woman where every time that you try to have a conversation with her, she sounds like she's back in high school. While I can acknowledge the idea of transitioning from a sheltered environment to a college environment and not being so open to accept the first invitation to seriously date somebody, quantifying when you should by the third to the fifth person is just makes no damn sense. As if the third to fifth guy is going to be a better option than the first guy. Like, what are you talking? Like, is there not any requirements that you can teach them to look out for to identify the characteristics of a guy who is trying to seriously date? Like, can you not do that? Oh, that's right. You were too busy popping that punani flapjack in white boy frat houses.
all that stuff. But I'm saying that with the best of intentions. It's gonna be like so much fun. I feel like I had so many fun memories in college. So yeah.
And she shares them fun college times with us all, including waking up multiple times with a sore anus.
Here we go Wait, again. Okay, I have two butthole stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder. I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over. I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore. Oh my.
Also, to all my G's out there, when you're dating these young women, always acknowledge, right? Like, always pay attention to the way that they talk about men. If they talk about prior men within their lives as crusty dusty, these are the women that have a low barometer hate for men. They don't honor or appreciate what a man is, and at times of conflict within relationship, that's their default. But anyway, it's clear in watching this clip why Akaash doesn't want her to post anything else on the internet, and more than likely promptly instructed her to please, baby, please take it down, because any content that she uploads from here on out that have to do with relationships is going to get scrutinized. By the way, remember in the last video where we talked about Akaash's recent stand-up where he was ardently defending his wife?
And then she laid with her head on my chest and her arm around me the entire night. And I remember thinking in that moment, this is why I haven't shared this with her, because I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broken, I'm in such a bad place, and it's a dark fucking time in my life. But I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again. And I will never find a girl who rides for me this hard ever again.
Well, in that clip, he mentioned that he never told this story before.
So I'm going to tell one story that I have never even told her. Honestly, she has no idea of this story.
Well, he lied. Damn. Earlier this year, they did content from their Manhattan high-rise, and this little gem came from it. Let's watch.
I got no clue. 8K probably? How much did she think we spend a month?
She said 10,000.
That's adorable. I love this woman. What an adorable woman. It's been on her about 10K. We work hard so we can do this. So I spend on watches mainly because they're appreciating assets. She spends on shoes because they lose money immediately.
So if you were to estimate, how much would it be?
55 with her.
And what's your occupation?
I'm a stand-up comedian.
Wow. How did you start with it?
Oh, I was so poor. Anybody who wants to make comments about this girl, let me tell you, we moved in together in 2018. I went flat broke that year. We had to move out of that apartment, sleep on her friend's couch for 2 weeks so we could move to an apartment in New Jersey. It was the
Sound
only place we
familiar?
could afford. We lived there for 2.5 years, built up our income, stand-up started to pick up, and now that's why I have no problem spending. Did she make my life easy? No.
Why did you stay with him through the whole time?
So it's the exact same story, and he's telling it directly towards her. So he lied in his stand-up, his recent stand-up, where he was defending her. But it's wild to watch her in a delusion about how much money of his that she spends, while he then responds how much that he loves his wife and then gives her a hug. But let's listen to how she claims she rode it through with him.
When I first met Akaash, I felt there was something so special about him. He has character, he has integrity, like he loves me so much. That kind of connection withstood all of the bad times. Even though everything got so bad, I would just pray so hard every day just to get out of that situation. And I feel like slowly but surely we kind of crawled out of it.
Oh, that just sounds so amazing. She was busy just praying for him while he was grinding to make it work. Faith without works is absolutely dead as what this relationship should have been when she made it worse for him when he was at his lowest point.
And the idea that love, I remember somebody asked me, my wife was filming some TikTok, and I was talking about how, she was with me when I went broke in 2018, and then now I like buying her things because I remember she was with me when I couldn't. She wasn't pleasant about it, but like she was there. She didn't make my life good, but she was there. She didn't leave.
Story time of why me and my husband broke up before we got married and why it ended up being the best decision we ever made. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it.
Jesus Christ.
When my mother-in-law came to visit us, I was being very distant because of everything we were going through. Akaash was very stressed, and I think she kind of internalized it like that I was being big towards her or passive aggressive towards her. It was a huge fight between all of us. Basically, Akaash did not defend me, and I was like, okay, I don't know if I can be in a relationship with this person anymore.
So after this, we both took a much needed break.
Outside of the current damage control, right, and the rewriting of history that he's trying to do, we're grabbing these clips based off of things that they have said, right? No one's speculating and making it up. They have said it.
That's the truth.
But it's just so interesting to watch the degree of cope within him to somehow now, as a system of validation, give her these things that he was unable to do previously, while her also acting like it's never enough, complaining that his birthday is one of the worst days out the year and complaining that she has to get him a gift on Christmas. Ergo, the absolute detriment of the mindset of being a simp.
Yo, women use simps against attractive men. When women can't get or control a man who's attractive, they use simps to feel better and try to make other men jealous. Simps aren't men who are good to or respect women. They are men who will sacrifice anything, their self-respect, for an attractive woman. Attractive men refuse to simp. That is actually a huge part of why they are attractive, because they have self-respect. This can confuse a lot of women who aren't used to men who have self-respect. It often stems from their own insecurity and feeling small because of the attractive man. He has levels of security that she is not capable of. So when she can't get or control him, she uses simps against him. She'll suck them dry of validation, attention, effort, resources to feel better, worthy, like she matters, and to flex on other people. Many times to make men they do find attractive jealous. She competes with presence on the backs of simps, using them as leverage to feel powerful, when it's really insecurity. Insecurity seeks to control. It comes from ego, wanting to feel secure through validation. Except attractive men see through this nonsense. That it's just a false portrayal of value, that it's hidden insecurity, and to let it be. Even if he feels a little jealous, he will never sacrifice his self-respect, no matter how pretty she is.
Now, I agree with everything in that clip, except for at the end there, he said that it's attractive men that can see through it, and I don't think so. I just think it's self-respecting men can see through it. But in all honesty, self-respect as a man in modern times today, right, unless you had a good, stable family situation that can drive some of these points home, it can be weird out here, right? Especially as a young man, you're probably the least valuable within the dating marketplace that you will be. And there's a climb to grow. There's a climb up. But if the societal messages constantly downplays your role as a man within the society, right? Like your importance, you're not getting the vying eye of attention of women that you want, and constantly are hit with rejection, right? As you're grinding your way up the corporate ladder or the blue collar ladder or the entrepreneurial ladder to the top, your actual girlfriend is verbally beating you into humiliation, submission again and again, and with help from a therapist, right? Like, I wonder how many of his 10-year-long therapy sessions talked about his simp mindset. I bet you none of them. And through all of that, you'll get this as a result. She won't even get off the internet with you, but through her constant need of validation from others, she will continue to demonstrate everything that you give to her. Watch me be impulsive at the Dubai airport. This is posted like Thanksgiving, by the way.
Oh, drizzle, 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 drizzle. She belongs to the street.
So apparently you can buy Louis Vuitton that looks like shit with all of these patches on it. They probably put a premium on all them shitty looking patches on top of it, which is just absurd to me. But whatever. Yeah. Ma'am, go put the internet down like your husband and go check on him, please. But yeah, you'll see here, posted 3 days ago on her TikTok. Let's take a look at the comments. Oh, comments are currently unavailable because you're not mutual friends with her. Limited comments, I see. Well, anyway, I think that I'm done with this update for today. At this point, you know, I want to see him on flagrant, baby. I want to see the full unadulterated thoughts. I want to deep dive. I want to get down up in there, right? Maybe that'll be the conclusion of this entire spectacle. But yeah, I think that maybe at least, you know, I might have to do a 5-episode breakdown of the psychology of that interview. Only time will tell. But yeah, last thoughts is that my G's out there, I think that a lot of us have been trained over the past couple of decades to not feel powerful about what we bring to this world, our accomplishments, the value that is derived by what it is that we're doing. And it's bred like this sort of evil modern woman entitlement. Now, I would say this chick is like, she has somehow shielded herself from any type of criticism from anybody everywhere and walks around with this princess, right? Like, unless we create the burning platform to have people put a mirror up to their faces, the world would be full of hers, right? Like it would be. But nevertheless, I think that through this societal conditioning, we don't view ourselves as the A side if we've garnered enough value within our lives. And I just think that it's completely messed up that this messaging has hit so many young men so much that there's men out there that are turning into Akaash Singhs. And for all of the women out there that have sons, you must understand that the societal conditioning outside of your parenting does have an impact on us. But anyway, that's been your update. That's been your video. Guys, leave me them comments down below so we can continue on having this conversation. I have been your host for today. And shout out to Aura for sponsoring today's video. Take your private information off of these public websites. Aura is the company that I entrust to do it for me. Link down below for 2 free weeks. At least see if your information has been exposed. Go now. Until next time, y'all. Love you. Peace.
So without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.